Hello, everybody. Welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, I also publish on Rumble and on Patreon for extra support. Yesterday, I didn't manage to do anything regarding gaming news programs and also live streams. I went on a busy day. Sorry about the ambulance. As I mentioned several times, where I record is near like a main road, so from time to time you can hear some noises here and there. Um, yeah, yesterday was a busy day. I did manage to publish another VOD. I will try. I'm trying to publish, trying to catch up on the VODs regarding the streams that I've been making. Again, I've been streaming. I think it's 1080p 60, but the VODs I'm managing to record them 4K 60. So if you want better quality of those, just catch up on the VODs there. Um, and then that, again, when I have time, I will do the gaming news programs on the weekdays, and I will try to stream as much as I can, depending on my schedule. But yeah, basically that's it. Later today, later today I will be able to publish another VOD for sure, and I will try to stream in the meantime. Also, trying to go on Death Stranding too. So let's go to the news. Again, interesting enough, hammering the hammer of the 16 pin or 12 volt power 16 pin connector thing here. It seems that NVIDIA warranty claims have increased by 1000%, specifically since the launch of the 16 pin connector GPU. Again, this, from my understanding, this comes from Warranty Week. I think they track a lot of this kind of specific numbers here, and it came from the numbers from last year on the top 10, top 100 warranty providers of 2025. And as you can see here, they they compare it or contrast between NVIDIA and AMD warranty claims budgets. Again, I assume this is budgets. Um, Again, I think it's budgets or maybe it's like the money they have spent. Again, given that we saw the AI increase there, it's normal that these companies will ramp up the budget on warranty claims. It's normal. But the fact that I don't know if there is a correlation or a causation of the ramping up in terms of I think it's more to a certain degree correlation, not causation. Regarding the 16 pin launch, which came officially came with the 3090 Ti, if not mistaken, but the mass market adoption was with the 4090s when it launched, or the 40 series, which was in 2022. I got it here. Yeah. We see several cases reported since the 40 GPU stuff, specifically on the 4090s, even though we saw some of 4080s burning out the connectors. And basically, that's when we start to see a huge ramp up on warranty expenses for specifically for NVIDIA. Again, as you can see, 2022, then we got a spike here, but in overall thing is that it maintains stable for around 2 years or so, and then specifically it blown up to a certain degree after the 50 series, because basically I think on the 40 series or on the only, again, don't quote me on that, I don't remember, the 40 series, I think only the 4080 and the 4090 had these 16 pin connectors, while the 50 series from the 70 class up, it has all 16 pins. But again, I think it's kind of a correlation to a certain extent, because NVIDIA business is not only consumer GPUs. You got all the AI accelerators, so they have to reserve a higher budget for warranty claims in the case something fails. But again, it's interesting to see that basically in terms of claiming those warranties, they ramp up specifically after the 16 pin connector, so the 12 volt power pin was mass adopted specifically on the consumer market. AMD also increased, I think, 2/3 in terms of their budgeting. I think only, again, that's one of the reasons, that the fact that AMD only uses, I think, not all of 9070s XTs use the 16 power pin. Um, I think only those ones. Again, it's kind of a correlation to a certain degree, I assume, because also AMD entered on the competition with the AI accelerator server stuff there. Again, they have to increase the budget for that just in case, so they don't get in the red. So everything has to be within the budget, hopefully. But yeah, the fact that NVIDIA, given that they are also round about 90 to 95%, specifically on the consumer side of things, GPUs, again, we've been seeing a correlation. I don't think that this is a direct causation, but it seems that the fact that you are selling 2000 plus dollar GPUs, that they are basically on the risk of burning up. Again, it seems that they had to increase a lot in terms of the budgets and the activated claims, which increased a lot since we saw the adoption of this 16-pin power connector. Again, as I've been mentioning since the beginning, that we start to see a lot of this happening is the flawed design. Again, at the beginning, people were blaming user error. Again, and I come to the philosophy: if you design something that induces mass user error per se, it's a flaw design. It's not the user error per se. I don't know how you, in terms of comparisons. I don't know. It's like I don't know. Um, a washing machine or a car that has a design flaw that basically almost every user induces itself in error to badly use I don't know, an appliance or a car or something like that, and then you blame the drivers or the users of those appliances with because you have a flawed design. Again, it's trying to shift the blame on something that it's uh, not supposed to be blamed on. And again, hopefully, if we scream loud enough and for enough time, they, I don't know, they really need to redesign this thing from the beginning. They have to go to the board and redesign this ecosystem, um, or else, because again, even if they are filling up all the claims there and giving up the and giving in return a new GPU. Again, the GPU is already continues to have this flawed design, so you're just basically putting out a bad product. Even if you replaced all the defects and all the incidents, again, you just are creating a bad product, and with that comes the falling of the reputation, and then of course down the road it comes to the reputation of the company itself of making bad products, so people will eventually avoid that company as much as they can. But then we got the fact that basically NVIDIA has at this point, given the market share, got the monopoly around it, so again, that's why I like competition, because competition breeds good products at a decent price, theoretically. But given that the situation is this, at least on the GPU consumer market, again, I just hope that these guys, the consortium that came up with this ecosystem, really fixes this and completely, I don't know, an overall redesign of this to make it safer, and don't have people like in the back of their minds every time they turn the PC to have to check the connector if it is melting or not, or if it smells burnt or something like that. Again, people are not enjoying their product that they are paying huge amounts of money for, and that's a shame. But yeah, it seems that again, they are expecting that they have to return a lot of stuff. Again, this is not only for the again, as a final note, this is not only because of the consumer GPU stuff there. Has to do also in the company overall. So the AI accelerators and all the products that they launch. Um, you have to always have a budget for warranty claims, or else you are not doing a good business of not taking that in account. But it demonstrates that, again, even if they ramp up the portfolio and the demand of their own products, if it seems they don't have like 100% confidence of the products they are launching, by the fact that, again, 1000% in a couple of years, it's a lot. But yeah, hopefully we'll get this solved eventually. As soon as possible will be preferable, but I don't know. Usually these companies, they only move fast when it is to oversell their own products, not to solve the issues that they have with their products. In other tidbits here and there, Similarly, Valve already start receiving shipments for their new Steam controller. Again, by looking at it again, I don't follow up too much on Steam hardware. I know they had planned like a new Steam console kind of a thing, desktop PC. They call it Steam Frame or something like that. I think the philosophy is a little bit similar like the framework laptop, which you have several modules that you can upgrade and all that jazz. Steam already had they already throwed they basically throw the towel after a couple of tries regarding like a Steam machine per se. Again, it's very difficult, um, mainly because with a console you created your own ecosystem around a specific piece of hardware for a specific amount of time, while on the PC market, because there are basically, I don't know, infinite amounts of variables associated between CPU, combinations between CPU, motherboard, chipset, the GPU stuff there, the peripherals, I don't know, USB stuff there. Again, it's a lot of things to consider around making a Steam machine, which is more, it's catering more to the PC market. But I think it can be done. Valve has the money. It's just a matter of trying to implement this in a proper way. We see the success that they had with the handheld that they have, the Steam Deck. It's a very successful hardware piece of hardware there, and hopefully they can translate that to the PC ecosystem, more to the PC ecosystem. So again, I think one of the entry level barriers on people digging around the PC, building a PC from the ground up is all the considerations that people usually have to have if they're not in the know, to what kind of pieces of hardware do I need to buy so everything goes smoothly, and then assemble this or not. Pre-built PCs usually are too expensive for what they offer, and if Valve can basically remove that extra steps for the barrier of the entry of PC gaming, I think people will adopt. But then again, it's the initial investment cost, and then the returns that they have for that. I think it's going to be a challenge. Hopefully, they can fix that. But in the meantime, this is, I don't know, the second, third variant of the wireless PC controller that they have. I think this is a haptic feedback thingy that pads that they have here. Again, I'm not that fond of it. Again, I'm not because I didn't follow up this announcement that they have for this new controller. Um, if they have at least the haptic feedbacks, not the haptic, sorry, oh my god, you got the on the sticks, you got the connectors, then the hollow effect, sorry, that's the word that I'm looking for, the hollow effect um, stick controllers. And I think there is also already technology for Hall effect triggers and even on the buttons there. Again, I bought for myself the 8-bit Bluetooth control, something like that. It has the Hall effect sticks there. Um, I'm satisfied with that. It has this Xbox configuration layout. But I'm satisfied with that. It's the one that I've been playing since I built my PC, so around about 2 years. Battery lasts for the time that I use it, so I don't have any complaints. But yeah, hopefully this is a good one. Again, I don't know what this will serve for, the not the whole effect, the haptic feedback pads there. But again, they seem to be having a huge shipment arrived for these new PC controllers. So we'll have to wait and see how the reviews are for these new ones. I might try to see who will review this and see if it is something good or not. Again, it has integrated all the Steam ecosystem app and all that jazz, dedicated buttons. But I assumed you can use it as a console controller also. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see how this unfolds. Then you got some interesting stuff again, things here from Xbox Chief, the new one. Again, I didn't cover too much because I was not was kind of an hiatus when this thing happened, and Phil Spencer basically quit. or retired itself, and this new lady, I don't even remember her name. Where is the name? Asha Sharma. Again, some controversy around it. I watched a couple of videos here and there. Again, taking that, it's, I don't know if it is kind of a stunt here per se, which was this leaked internal memo saying that Game Pass has become too expensive for players and the company needs a better value equation. Again, this is kind of the consequences of trying to play around um, uh, as a business model, like Netflix, like a subscription service to basically provide games. Um, Again, it's on the consumer side of things, it looks good because you just pay a fixed fee and you have access to a huge library of games. But on the business end side of things, again, it's like what we are seeing with Netflix, which is it reaches a point that you need to have so many games um, to try and justify the service to a consumer that you just digging yourself in a hole because afterwards they start putting their Call of Duties after the Activision acquisition, the Activision Blizzard games library, the big sellers. They start promising them to introduce them in several tiers of the subscription service, and that meant that they will lose direct sales. So instead of making, I don't know, $70 on the sale of a game, they will only get, I don't know how much it was. Now it's $30 a month. But again, people that only play a specific kind of game, they will, I don't know, play for a game for a certain amount of time for I don't know, $20 per month. And instead of having a sale of $70, they have a sale of a service for $20, so they can play the game that they want and then take advantage of the rest of the month to play some extra games for free, basically. And again, as a company, you can see how that then turns into, again, we need to justify to maintain the service, so we need to increase the subscription fee because, or then we start bleeding more money more rapidly, and then because we increase the subscription fee, we have to justify that to the consumer by putting even more games and more exclusive stuff there. Again, it comes in a circle jerk of just increasing the price of a service, and then you have to bleed through from the production budgets or how much it costs the money, plus the cuts that the developers that are not part under the first party studios of Xbox to try to justify to put their games into that service. They have to have a cut out of that because, again, they are losing direct sales to put their own game on the subscription fee. Again, you can see how this eventually goes out of control to a certain point. And I think there is a kind of a sweet spot here, which is kind of to a certain degree like PlayStation did, at least that I can remember, which is okay. You pay your extra to play online, which is, I think it's not good, but okay, you pay the PlayStation Plus thingy there. You have access to the servers, and then as a bonus, every month we give like a couple of games for free that are older games, and maybe you have like between the older games and the new releases or games that have been launched like 1 year to other till the other games, you have access to that library of games. I think there is a sweet spot that can be reached, and even if you are if you are like a subscriber on the PS Plus or Xbox Plus or whatever you want to call it, you have kind of discount in like higher tier games, like even like 5 to 10%. I think can justify people keeping up with the service, and they know by the end of the day they will have a certain discount. Again, I think there are several ways to go about it instead of trying to put down the throats of people that you need to pay this amount of money to play games in our platform. Again, I think this might be a better opportunity to find a balance between making the company making money and providing at least a decent service that can be justified for people to pay for a subscription fee, and in the meantime trying to lower the tiers. Because or else the next step will be basically the lower tiers will have like ads. You can do this in a video subscription fee, but in the gaming, in the game subscription fee service, I don't see this going very well because people already. I think it was a 2K NBA game or those 2K sports games. They already have like ads mid game, which is very weird. But yeah, I don't know. I think this might be a stunt to see if they curry favor, trying to fill the market of what they if this goes well for the consumers because they're already saying that probably they will like remove uh, launch day, for example, a Call of Duty game, the next one. So they're trying to fill the market, see how people feel comfortable with it. But yeah, let's see. Let's see if Xbox can turn around. We had also those rumors that they wouldn't launch the next console, but it seems that from the leaks and rumors that they're being coming out, it seems that this is kind of um, an hybrid between a console and a PC. The next hardware that Xbox will launch. Again, I don't know if that is the best option. I heard some rumors they are trying to put like a Trojan horse per se of putting extra hardware with Copilot already baked in, so they can justify the AI adoption on again. This thing with AI is completely throwing a lot of markets out of whack. But yeah, we'll see how this will go. Hopefully, um, PlayStation doesn't follow suit in kind of these weirdo strategies. People just want a console; they can buy the console, and they know that have that piece of hardware for a few years, I don't know, 10 years, let's say, and they can, every game that they bought for that ecosystem, you just put the disc or you just buy the code, download the game, and everything works. I think that's when people go for the console stuff. It's more about that than anything else. They just don't want like those extra feature Copilot. Um, then, because I also heard some stuff regarding I don't know where for place. I don't know. There was some weird news that I think it was PlayStation, something like that. They wanted to patent the technology. Basically, the game plays itself for the player, which is weird by itself. So you're removing the interactivity that it is between a player and the game itself. You're just removing that from the player because if the game plays by itself, might as well check a movie. It's cheaper. But yeah, let's see how this industry will go. But I hope they start auto-correcting themselves, or else we are screwed on the console side of things. But yeah, in terms of games, we got out replaced. I think I covered the first trailer that came out. This kind of a pixel art kind of a game here, like a 2.5D kind of platformer, supposedly thriller based in the 80s. Again, I always like this kind of games, the aesthetics. I always find it interesting. This game was delayed at least a couple of times, but there already it came out of nowhere, or I was not paying attention. It seemed a pretty good game. We got here from Niche Gamer. It's basically the review that I caught first. It seems pretty good. The thing that they criticize the most is much yellow paint. Some game inputs can feel a bit delayed and bad checkpoint mechanics at times, especially when platforming. Again, the rest seems pretty good. Art visuals, good soundtrack, good combat. Again, multiple pop cultural references and multiple settings to make the game accessible. Again, hopefully this game is good, and if it is that good, hopefully it sells well. Then we got also Stalker. It finally come out the update, which is called Sealed Truth. Basically, I covered this. It has like extra story stuff there, specifically around XLab. Again, I didn't play the game, so I'm not sure exactly what this refers to. I'm a little bit out of the loop also on Stalker lore. But yeah, it seems that it had this update is for free, if not mistaken. Don't quote me that. I think it's for free, right? Via especially is out with this summer. No, Cost of Hope is another one. This one is Sealed Truth. Okay, I think this one, Cost of Hope, is the one that you need to pay, if not mistaken. I think this one is for free. Um, yeah, I think it is for free and it's available now. But yeah, it's good to see that this game, yeah, I think it has around 75-ish% positive feedback from people. And it's good to see that at least, again, I always like this kind of games. I play one of them, I don't know, Call of Pripyat, I think. I don't remember. I remember playing the game and I liked the way it felt the game. Again, it's got these issues at the time that I played, but again, I liked what I played, even with the issues that I had on gameplay and bugs and all that jazz. And then, kind of the same thing, we got Metro 2039 will be announced. We got an official teaser now from 4A Games. I covered this a few days ago. There were some rumors that this will be announced. It will be the first look on Xbox Showcase. It's going to be called Metro 2039. This comes after the last one, which was Metro Exodus. Again, supposedly this is going to be a continuation. I suppose, again, I don't know how Metro Exodus ends. I don't know if I think it's Artyom, which is basically the main character or the POV character of the story that you play with. I don't know if it's going to continue. I don't know how Metro Exodus ends, so let's see. Again, April 16 on the Xbox first look. We got a teaser, like a 15-second teaser from them, which basically ends up with 2049. Again, it's only 50 seconds. But again, we got official confirmation that this game is going to be announced. I don't think we're going to see any kind of launch date. I don't feel confident about it, but at least probably we'll get at least a trailer and probably a launch window for that one. And then lastly, we got Pragmata. Again, I just came here from Metacritic because the game is not out yet. I think it's still a couple of days, but you already had reviews coming out yesterday. Again, an average of 86%, specifically from PS5, but again, PC 88, Xbox 86, and even on Switch around 89. Again, seems a pretty good game. What it provides very well. It doesn't try to reinvent the wheel per se in terms of gameplay systems. The only thing that it seems pretty interesting is kind of it reminds me a little bit of Bioshock, the hacking puzzles there that they had with the turrets. I remember the turrets, you have those hacking puzzles that you have to go. And basically, this is kind of the same thing. Is to if you complete it with even on the yellow thing is which is like the bonus effects that you gain for the enemy when you unlock the puzzle. Again, you do extra damage, or there is other effects that you can do. Again, what it tries to do does very well. I saw some videos regarding RTX on and off. Again, this game seems it's not even it's the problem of trying to make games realistic. Again, this is a sci-fi game, and trying to make it too much realistic. Specifically, when I saw the comparisons between when it turns RTX on, um, at least it seemed that it's more washed out, so more sterile environments. Doesn't seem to have like a personality to it, the environments, while with RTX off. But then again, you got the PC stuff. There is several qualities that you can toggle with RTX quality. The same thing can be said with RTX off. You can toggle several sliders to improve or not the visual qualities. Again, I think there is path tracing that seems to be a little bit better, but again, there is a huge cost on the performance on the game. But the video reviews that I saw, everybody seems to praise what it does very well. Doesn't try to invent the wheel. There is a very interesting relationship between the character Diana and Hughes. But yeah, seems a pretty good one. Hopefully it sells well, because if it is a good game, I like good games selling well. So people at least pass the matches, because this is the new IP. It's not like a sequel or a revamp or a rehash of already existent IP. And again, when you see an IP doing well, it's always good because it tells these companies that you don't need to retread the same stories over and over, or to try to do remakes or try to do sequels because people already are familiar with a certain IP. Again, it's good to see that taking chances, and if you do a good game and it sells well, it passes that message to publishers and developers. But yeah, in terms of news, this is what I got. Just wrapping up here with some gaming deals. Again, these deals are from my library and games that I already played, so I can give a stamp of approval per se. We got a Batman Arkham Collection. I played the first two games. I did enjoy very much. I played them a long time ago. These are with the Game of the Year editions, and this also includes Batman Arkham Knight, sorry, and the Season Pass. Again, 85% off for the free games. I think it's a good deal. We got also Dome Keeper. They launched new content, I think, and a new kind of DLC thing there. And again, 60% off. I do recommend this game if you like this kind of tower defense things with some roguelike aspects to it. Again, it's a very interesting game. I played a little bit. I played the demo a lot before buying the game. But yeah, I did enjoy this kind of games from time to time, just trying to pass the level there. But yeah, very interesting how you go about this. And then lastly, we got the Metro franchise sale. Again, it's on sale. 85% off, give or take, or up to 90%. Again, this one, it's the Redux versions of the first two games, plus Metro Exodus and the expansion. I played the first two. I think I played the first two. I know I played the first one. The second one, I don't remember because it's been a while since I played the first, so I get confused if I play both of those games. I never played Metro Exodus, but I bought it regardless. Again, one of my plans is maybe go through the trilogy there because I like the first one, the story and the shooter mechanics are kind of a little bit on my jam there. But yeah, other than that, I think this is a good trilogy overall, at least in terms of the feedback since launch. But yeah, this is the sales that are available at the moment from the games that I own. And I will wrap up here today with the plug of my Patreon. Again, I don't do anything exclusive here. It's just a means for people to do some extra support if they are willing to. But yeah, later today, VOD will be up. I will try to stream something later tonight, hopefully. Continuing my journey with the Dance Stranding 2. We already met Hartman, so we will proceed with the story from there, see how it goes. But yeah, other than that, I hope you have a full day. And till the next time, Kunamy Master out.